So I'm going to be starting off with a primer, which is the NYX Honeydew Me Up Skin Serum and Primer. And I'm just going to use a little one that comes in it. I don't know what that smells. It kind of smells like peroxide. Well, I think that's wrong. Although I do kind of like the smell, whatever that is. It's almost like astringent-y. I don't know. It's the only word I can think of to describe it. I honestly don't know. That's the primer I've been using most of the year. I got it last year when I went to the NYX Face Awards, and I didn't start using it actually until this year. And I actually really like it because it's not too drying, because a lot of primers are for oily skin, which I don't have. Next I'm going to do my foundation, and I've been using this foundation a lot lately, and I actually really like it, which I'm surprised because it was only like $5 or $6. And it's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and I have the color Nude Ivory, which was the lightest one they had, I'm pretty sure. I think. I can't remember. This also has one of the little scooper things. Actually stays pretty well for, you know, such an inexpensive drugstore foundation, and I feel like it blends in really well, at least with my skin. And it's not exactly a full coverage foundation. I'd say it's light to medium, but it covers what I need it to, and it doesn't look weird. I actually have two concealers that I've been using this year a lot, and if you watched any of my other tutorials, I did a lot more like face painting and character makeup slash stuff. I was using more than likely one of these, and for my lipstick swatch video I used a lot of the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in L3 Warm, and then pretty much every other video that I've done this year where I used concealer, I used the Sephora Bright Future in 02 Meringue, which is a lot cooler than the L3 Warm from Kat Von D. I think I'm going to use the Sephora one today. Now for a tried and true product on my channel slash in my actual life, the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder in Translucent. I've been using this since I started doing my makeup, really. I've had a jar somewhere in my house. Oh, it's like dusting everywhere. But this is like one of the most inexpensive face powders, and I've never had any problems with it. To contour, I think I'm going to use this e.l.f. brush. It's really a blush brush, but that's okay. And to contour, I'm going to be using the Sephora Los Cabos bronzing powder. It is a little bit on the cooler side, so it works for a contour color without looking dirty or muddy or anything. And this is actually the only contour color that I feel like works on me. Everything else looks way too like orange on me. And for blush, I'm using the Benefit Rockateur blush, which I've been using pretty much since it came out. If I do wear blush at all, this is a blush that I usually go to, especially because it just smells good. I think I've said it in videos before that I really just use this for the smell. They smell so good. And for my all-time favorite highlighter was actually one that I bought this year, which is the NYX. I wiped off this entire cover and smashed the product, but it is the NYX Illuminating Powder in Twilight Tint. I think they're the duochromatic powders, and I've been loving it a lot, so I'm going to use actually this really cute brush that my mom got me for Christmas. This is like the only highlight I've been using this year, except for like there was one e.l.f. quad that I'd been kind of going back and forth between, but this one is my all-time favorite. Now to start the eyes. I am going first with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I honestly like this eye primer more than any other one I've tried. Like, hands down. It's the only one, like, including the Urban Decay Primer Potion, kind of over it, especially with the $20 price point. This one I think is like $4 or $5, and it works better. So, like, this is the one I've brought with me 2 or 3 times. No, 3 times now while I've been traveling, and like every time I've traveled I've really tried to bring like bare minimum, and this has always made the cut for me. And normally at this point I would bring out my Morphe palette, which is like my favorite palette of all time, but it doesn't really have the colors that I'm going for today, so I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and actually my Trolls palette from Pure. If you couldn't tell by the cover of this thing, it has been well loved this year. It's a little trashed, and it looks like I've dipped into pretty much every color in here so far. So I'm going to be using this today. I'm going to start with, I want to say this is Hard Candy, but I can't honestly tell you. But it is the Shiny Precision Liquid Eyeshadow in like a slate gray color. I'm going to be using that kind of in the crease. You'll see. And we're going to go over that with a little bit of a silver pigment just for like transition. Going in with a black just right in the crease. A concealer and a small brush. Cut that out, I'm going to go in with Satin and Chenille from the Trolls palette. Over the rest of it with Guide Diamond. Next roll on shimmer in Platinum, just on the outside corners. And then a little bit on the inner corner. And with the NYX Facing Body Glitter in Ice, I'm going to mix that with a little bit of my Inglot Duraline. This is an old product. I used to use it all the time with glitter, and a lot of the time I use a glitter primer with these, but I want this to be like almost like an eyeliner, and this glitter is pretty fine, so I'm going to be using it with this to kind of create my own liner. And I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner. I'm using the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner in black, just to tightline my eyes. And I'm using my all-time favorite liquid eyeliner, the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. dries, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Blonde. Forgive me for my brows right now, I just haven't fixed them. I'm going to take a little bit of the color Branch from the Trolls palette and put it under my lash line. And I had two favorite mascaras this year. One of them was actually kind of a surprise to me. It was the CoverGirl Flamed Out Water Resistant Mascara. And the other was the Wet n Wild Max Volume Waterproof Mascara. And I read a lot of reviews about the Wet n Wild one before I bought it. And a lot of people said that the packaging was kind of clunky, and it is. But I do really like the formula. My only complaint, I have one complaint about both of them. The Wet n Wild one tends to smudge a little bit, and the CoverGirl one after a while tends to flake, which isn't my favorite thing, but both of them actually stay pretty well. Super old product. I don't know why I keep using this. Is the Sephora mascara and eyeliner. Probably don't even make it anymore. I think I bought it on clearance because it was going out. I still like it. The last thing I'm going to worry about, because honestly I don't feel like doing lashes today. Just not in the mood. And I'm going to be using an old favorite, which is the Meet Matte Hues liquid lipstick in Loyal, which is the, I want to say true red, but it's more of a cool red. And my favorite black liquid lipstick in Midnight Black from Glamorous Chicks, which I've talked about probably 1,000 times now. But I'm going to, I think, apply the black first. Since I am not doing any lashes today, I just could not be bothered, and I really don't think you need them, especially if you're going to be drinking. They're not fun to be wearing all night and then worrying about if they're falling off and then ripping them off. One more thing to worry about. I am going to be finishing up with my Pure Miracle Mist spray, which I always do every time I wear some sort of powder, because it smells amazing. It smells like oranges and helps me from getting dried out with powder. So this is a finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to do a talk through this time instead of a voiceover like I normally do. Let me know down in the comments if you prefer that or more of a voiceover situation. I hope you guys are having an awesome new year and an amazing holiday season. Subscribe if you haven't already to see what's coming up in the new year. I have a lot of big plans coming up for 2018. All of my social media is linked down below and also in the end of the video. Click the bell icon to get notifications for when I upload videos. I'm going to be, again, trying to get on a schedule of some sort. I've been trying for years to do this, and hopefully this is the year that this happens. I hope you all have a safe and happy New Year's Eve. Pictures of this look will be up on my Instagram if you are interested in going over there to check that out. And I will see you guys in the next one in the new year.